Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at inspireddisorder.com/plus.
This is The Ray Taylor Show.
Rayz Dayz, episode 146. This is a weekly diary podcast hosted by me, Ray Taylor. Every Saturday, I share updates on my journey as an artist, podcaster, business owner, and human. I'm excited to share my experiences with you and hope that my journey can serve as a source of inspiration and positivity for you. In this episode, I will be talking about just a quick update, my quick just update with the Ray Taylor Show prep that I've been doing as I've changed everything, give a little update on that. I'm going to talk about the writing that I've been doing using my phone, talk about YouTube short monetization a little bit, talk about my dog Izzy a little bit. I'm going to talk about there's a new 111 night market that's happening in Palm Desert, a new monthly art event, street fair kind of a thing. And as always, at the end of every episode, I will be talking about and sharing something that I am thankful for. So let's get into it, shall we? Starting this week off, as I said, starting to prep. I'm doing the prep for these shows differently, and because I'm doing the show prep for these shows differently, using my notes app to write out all of my notes and write out kind of all of the bullet points for each episode, I've also, instead of just waiting for Saturday, which is what I've used to do, waiting for Saturday, do all of my prep for the show, get all my show notes and prep the website and all these things, do all that stuff Saturday. Now I'm kind of starting to prep as I go, which is going to help me free up Saturdays, make it a little bit less, because it's definitely, I've noticed, I can let things pile up to where Saturday becomes a kind of a hectic day. And I would much prefer being able to relax a little bit more on Saturday, because Sunday is so exhausting as I record all 7 episodes, edit all 7 episodes, get everything posted. Like, Sunday is by far my busiest day. I start working around 9 a.m., and I'm usually not done till around midnight. So if I can make Saturday a little bit easier, hopefully that will help me be a little bit fresher for Sunday, and then hopefully I'm not as dead on Monday. But I've started to do that, do prep as I go, which is interesting. In reviewing yesterday I did a review of Rayz Dayz, an Indian film from 2006 that I absolutely loved, and that was the first movie review that I did where I prepped it. I took all of my notes in the show notes and then just reformatted. After I finished watching the movie, I took another half hour or so and then just rearranged all my notes and reformatted all my notes to just kind of plot out the episode bit by bit. And I thought it went well. I enjoyed that review. It was a long review. I had a lot to say about that movie. It was an amazing movie, but that was the first kind of one I did. And then later did the other reviews for The Lighthouse and the All Quiet on the Western Front, and I enjoy that. I enjoy knowing that I have an episode locked and finished early in the week, right? Instead of waiting to do that last step on Saturday, just getting it done. And it just makes things a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more efficient, and again, opening up my Saturdays, making my Saturdays a little bit easier. And plus, I can take notes for when I'm watching a movie. I've been just taking notes on my phone, right? Because I have access. All my stuff is Apple, so the Notes app is synced on all my devices. So if I'm on my tablet or my phone or my laptop, I can access all the notes. I can update all of the notes on any of the devices. And when I'm watching a movie, it's just easy for me to pick up my phone and just type in the notes as I'm watching it. Things I want to remember to talk about, aspects of the movie I want to discuss. So it makes it way easier. Which, using my phone, I've also been using my phone not only to take notes for the movies that I'm reviewing, but also I've written a few of the blogs I do on Inspired Disorder Plus. Every week I put out a personal blog. Last week, I guess as this episode comes out, 2 weeks ago, I wrote a blog talking about movies and the movie-going experience, and I wrote all of that out on my phone, and it's just, for whatever reason, typing on my phone is super easy. Not that like typing on the laptop isn't, but I don't know. I think it's amazing how much the bulk of my writing is done on my phone. It's a weird thing, but do whatever works, right? Do whatever works, and that seemed to work. And also, it's been the first week of YouTube, at least for me, YouTube monetizing shorts. So if you have a YouTube page and if you've reached the threshold of subscribers and watch hours and all those things, you reach that, you can start monetizing your videos, right? So you get a cut of the ads that YouTube makes, the ad revenue they make. They share. It's a rev share, and they've extended that to YouTube Shorts, which are the minute or less videos, right? So each week I put out 3 YouTube Shorts, 3-minute or less clips from every episode of my podcast. I also put out 2 separate time-lapse videos of my painting videos that are under a minute. So I have a 15-second and a 1-minute version of the making of videos. So this has been the first week that I've been able to monetize, which means it's also been the first week that I've uploaded YouTube Shorts to my main YouTube channel, right? Because I have the Clips channel, which is where have been posting shorts to just kind of grow a second channel for a lot of reasons, to have 2 separate, YouTube channels to bring in income, but also just to help grow that channel, which it's done a good job. I almost 600 followers on the Clips channel, and a lot of videos get a lot of traction there. It's far from being able to monetize, so I've started doing the clips on my main page, which thankfully don't clog up your subscription feed, which I was worried about because there's a separate feed for shorts. So it's nice. So not really big any money makers, but definitely bringing more traffic to my page. Definitely there's been videos that have done well. So I'm hopeful that will grow into a thing that will just hopefully strengthen the page, get more people on my page to watch the reviews, and then just grow the audience and the views overall in general. So I'm hopeful for all those things. Any way I can make income to just try and survive doing this stuff, the better. Which means that I'm spending more time editing the clips because I want to make sure I do good clips. Obviously, need to make sure they're less than 60 seconds long so that they fit in that shorts kind of category. And, editing them so they're as tight as possible, but also providing cuts like zooms and stuff like that. I don't know what it's called when it goes to a different cut and it's like slightly zoomed in or zoomed out, and kind of it provides a little bit more to the video instead of just doing what I was doing. So I'm spending just a little bit more time to make sure I do a little bit better clips, which, I'm glad I started doing that, and I hope it pays off for getting more subscribers in every form, right? And also I post those on all social formats because a minute video is the kind of sweet spot, whether you're posting on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter, right? Or Facebook, they all accept 1 minute long videos. So it's not too short, not too long, although some are shorter, anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds generally are the videos. Let's take a quick break from this episode to talk about Attention all Ray Taylor Show fans! We're excited to announce we've just released a line of exclusive merchandise featuring original artwork inspired by the show. Our high-quality shirts and biodegradable phone cases are a perfect way to show your support for the show and make a great gift for any fan. Plus, with each purchase, you'll be helping us continue to bring you great content. So don't wait. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com now and check out the full collection. Thanks for listening, and we hope you'll show your support by grabbing some Ray Taylor Show merchandise today. And now, let's get back to the show. I've also had to deal with my dog. I don't know if you've listened. I forget which episode I was recording. I think it may have been Swipe Up. My dog's had a cough, which got pretty gnarly early in the week, and thankfully I was able to get some cough medicine, right? I did some research, found out that the active ingredients in dog cough medicine are active ingredients in this particular brand of children's cough medicine, and thankfully it's been getting a lot better. I was really getting scared and really nervous because I don't have money. So taking her to a vet, I don't want her to die also. I want her to be happy. I want her to be healthy. So thankfully it's like half the dosage of which makes sense, of what you would give a kid, a small child. So it's like, I did all the research to make sure I'm doing the right things. And thankfully it's gotten better. And, it was gnarly. It was gnarly. And she still coughs every once in a while, but it's night and day difference from where it was at like Thursday or whatever. So thankfully she's doing good. And the only other new thing that's been happening is there's a new street fair thing in Palm Desert off of 111 at the mall in Palm Desert. It's called the 111 Night Market. They just had their first event, as I'm recording this, yesterday. So when this episode comes out, last Saturday. And I had just heard about it before it launched. It's in conjunction with an art supply and art gallery that is called Flat Black, which is part of the mall there. And I've tried to do. They used to do a night art fair in the past, which I've tried to participate in, but I don't think they were doing it at that point. I've tried to participate in gallery showings of local artists, so I've kind of tried to reach out to them a few times, but there's a lot of artists that they've worked with, so I haven't been able to participate. But with this new thing, this 111 art market that's going to be taking place, the next one's a monthly thing. Seemingly, it seems like it's the third Saturday of every month in Palm Desert at the mall. A 111 Night Market is what it's called. So the next one's going to be February 18th. It takes place from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the parking lot of the mall. People set up their 10 by 10 easy up canopies. It's same thing I've done in the past in San Diego. I used to participate in a monthly art event called Ray at Night back in 2014 for a year or more. I participated in that, so I have experience with that, even though I completely different products to sell today than I did then. I have original artwork now. Back then anyway, I had original artwork. I had some shirts, and I was promoting my podcast at the time, the Inspired Disorder podcast. I actually gave out DVDs of some of our episodes, and it was fun. So there's a new one out here in the desert that I am going to try and participate in, hopefully next week, or next month, I should say, on February 18th. So if you're in the Valley and want to check that out, you want to come by and see me and buy some of my artwork. Hopefully, if I am selected and able to participate and can somehow arrange somebody to take me, because I do not have a vehicle at the moment. It's the third Saturday of every month. So, I'm starting to do prep for what I want to do, because like I said, I have all kinds of new stuff now than when I used to do this sort of thing. So we'll see. A lot of preparation needs to happen from now until then, and I still need to see if my application gets chosen. They only have a certain amount of slots. It is still fairly new, but if I get in, then that at least is a foot in the door some way where locals can see my work that I'm doing, where people at Flatback can see what I'm doing, where other people who do other things in the art world can see what I'm doing, and just kind of network and do all of those things that are kind of part of these whole nightly, monthly art events. So excited for that. Let's take a quick break from this episode because I want to promote. Are you looking for a way to take your love of the Ray Taylor Show to the next level? Look no further than Inspired Disorder Plus. As a member, you'll get access to a whole host of amazing perks, including the full week of shows, ad-free in both audio and video versions, a live painting archive, early access to the many faces, members-only discounts and deals, a podcast back catalog with over 600 episodes. But that's not all. As a member, you'll get access to my personal blog as well as my creative writing. You'll also get the chance to ask me anything you want. With all of these benefits and more, Inspired Disorder Plus is a must-have for any fan of the Ray Taylor Show. So don't wait. Go sign up now. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus and start enjoying all of the amazing perks of the membership. And now, let's get back to the show. Let's get into what I am thankful for this week. At the end of every episode, I want to highlight something I'm thankful for. Been doing this for a few months. Obviously, so easy to be negative and to be critical of the things in life. And I want to make sure to highlight something that I'm happy about, that I'm thankful for. And in this episode, I am thankful for Ray at Night, which is the monthly art show that I used to participate in North Park, San Diego. It was held on a street that was named Ray. So, of course, my name being Ray, the event being called Ray at Night, the event taking place on Ray Street, the entire time living in San Diego, I always wanted to participate in that event, and I finally did. Like a year or two before I completely left San Diego to follow my dreams as a podcaster, to follow my dreams as an artist, I participated in Ray at Night, which was a lot of fun, very educational. It's an event that no longer exists, sadly. I was connected with an old friend in San Diego fairly recently, and she told me that she lives in North Park and Ray at Night no longer exists, which was a bummer. When I stopped participating is when they changed the people who were the organizers of it, and I just no longer would get an answer. It was impossible to schedule or to get I don't know. It just didn't work out. It was a bummer. I didn't want to stop, but they didn't. The way the people that were organizing it changed things up, and I couldn't do it anymore. Wasn't able to do it, but it was an event that I attended many times, participated in many times, went to it before I participated, went to it as just a spectator to see all of the amazing art. It's a great place to take people to look at art, and it always inspired me to see what other artists were doing and to see the creativity. So it was a lot of fun. And then even being able to participate in it was a long-time goal of mine, and to be able to do that for a year on a monthly basis, at least a year, I learned a lot. I still have my canopy. I still have, my card reader, my square card reader. I know what I know what it's like, right? I've experienced that kind of thing, putting up a canopy and selling your stuff and seeing all the different kinds of assumptions and interpretations of your work. And back then, I sold some original art, but mostly what I sold were these things called 40 sacks that were brown paper bags that you would put a 40-ounce malt liquor in, right? But I printed up original artwork on them. And most people were buying them for like designer lunch bags for their kids. So I also sold a lot of shirts. But those were the things that sold the most. Didn't really sell a whole lot of art. I also had like a giveaway table of like these 4x6 prints of my art, of some artwork, and I had like a little donation bucket with like stickers and business cards, and just that donation bucket would make good money every time I did it too. So there was a lot of little lessons learned doing that thing, and it also kind of gave birth to this mindset that I have that helps to do these things that I don't want to do, right? I know I should do it. Like, basically the idea is splitting myself into two people, right? There's the manager side and there's the employee side. And the manager side's easy to know the things that you should be doing, that needs to get done. And then there's the employee side of doing those things, following through on those things. And I think a lot of people who are, whether they're an artist or just self-employed or want to be self-employed or want to be a podcaster or want to be this or that, they think that they all of a sudden become the worst employees for themselves, right? If they were working for somebody else, they would go above and beyond to do the thing that needs to get done. But for themselves, they end up being horrible employees. They end up being lazy. They end up cutting corners, right? So they have the manager side. The manager side's easy. It's easy to see what needs to get done or what you should do in a lot of cases. It's way more difficult to actually execute those things because you're having to overcome anxiety, doubt, all of these things that if you were just employed by somebody, you would just do whatever they told you to do. And if it, you would try and do your best. And you got to have that same kind of mentality for what you're doing. And when I started doing those art shows, like having to get everything prepped, having to go and set everything up, and then having to be customer service for yourself, selling your stuff, and then having to break everything down, you have to be a good employee to yourself. And so many people think that if by doing your own thing, you get to be lazy. And it's like, it should be the complete opposite. That should be when you work harder than you ever worked before, right? Why would you give your time to somebody who doesn't care about you, who's just paying you, and do a better job than you would be for yourself to like fulfill a dream of your own, right? Just be a good employee for yourself. And that I think helps out whether you have fear, whether you're procrastinating, to understand that you need to separate yourself and you need to be that good employee. You need to do the boring things. You need to do the things you don't want to do, but you should do, right? And that's that separation, right? And I enjoyed it, I didn't like setting up, didn't like tearing it down, but I got used to it. I, met some good people that also participated in the thing, and it was cool. And I wish I had continued. I wish I still had, I wish, I was back in San Diego and was still able to do it. Was a lot of fun. And of course, being Ray at night, my name is Ray. It worked really well. I'm very just thankful for that experience. And, it just it prepared me for what I hope to start doing again, and to help, not only to sell stuff, to build a local audience, but also to promote my website, to promote this podcast, to do all the things that I'm doing now, and to just kind of put that out there for everybody to see, and hopefully we'll add to success and all those things. But yeah, that's the plan, is to hopefully participate in these upcoming live events and hopefully be successful and allow me to grow locally and just kind of open up more opportunities to get my art in new places, to sell my art, and to just, make people aware, to market what I'm doing, to get more eyeballs on what I'm doing, because that's the main thing. But that's about it. I'm also thankful for the opportunity to connect with all of you through this podcast and for the chance to share my journey with you. Please join the conversation by leaving a comment or a rating on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube if you're watching, youtube.com/inspireddisorder. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next Saturday for another episode of Rayz Dayz.
New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.